Hello everyone, welcome to the third trading bot in this course. Now in the third trading bot, we are going to be web scraping the internet, specifically the FinViz website, which is used by a lot of analysts on Wall Street and just for a lot of traders. And we're going to be web scraping the most recent news articles for a given stock. Now we're going to be reading in the Tesla news, and we're going to be performing sentiment analysis using our own natural language processing algorithm. So let's get started. And the first thing I want to introduce you to is the FinViz website. Now, this is a very good website for traders, and I highly recommend it for your analytics for a stock. And so it gives you a lot of information about any given stock that you want. So for this case, we are going to be using Tesla. So let's look at the Tesla. Now, we do have our chart here, and this is a daily chart, and you can tune the parameters up here. But what we're interested in is these news articles right here. And you can tell that these are the most recent news articles for Tesla. And this appears for any stock, okay? I tried looking for Bitcoin, but there is no Bitcoin news on FinViz. And there's different ways of doing it. You can scrape Yahoo, you can scrape Google, and yeah. But for this case, we're going to be using Tesla, and you can notice that there's these most recent tweets, including the Tesla hashtag. But so let's analyze how we're going to web scrape this, okay? So let's inspect, and I like to right click on the title and then click inspect. That way I can get this specific element on the HTML document. And so let's start at the top, okay? So if you're unfamiliar with what HTML is, essentially HTML is in this HTML syntax bracket, okay? And so all of the HTML codes in this bracket here, okay? Or this container. And so we have our head here, which are essentially the settings of the HTML document. And then we have our body, which is all the information inside the HTML document. And so we can iterate over these elements to find the one that we want. And you can notice that it highlights whatever element that we're looking at, okay? So what we're interested in is this container here. So let's iterate through. Okay, so it seems like this one contains all the content. So let's look through that. And so I'm going to open this container, and then here we'll iterate through, and you could start seeing that we specifically get this container. Okay, so once we have this container, let's see if we can go through. Okay, cool. And then this row here, and then we can go through here. Let's okay, so now we have this entire HTML page. And I want to do it with you guys. I don't want to cheat my way there. And then, okay, so we have this table here, and this table holds all the information for our news articles. And you can see that there's an ID called news table, okay? So this is very handy because we can extract this news table ID. And if we do that, we'll have access to all these TR, or these row elements that we can access. So you can see that every title is in this TR element, which is very nice because this is what we'll be extracting. And so we can extract the news table, okay? So I hope this is a good overview of what we're going to be scraping. And this should give you a good idea on how you can scrape any website on the internet. And if you can do that, then I'll be teaching you how to apply it to a trading algorithm and how we can perform sentiment analysis on all of these news articles, okay? So this is very cool. So we have a way of getting these news articles in a very easy way. Now we can do the same for these tweets here, but I won't go over it, but it's very easy. You just have to go through here, and then you can do the same sort of process that we're about to do, but for that. And so that's very cool. So that's a good introduction to FinViz. So the next thing that we're going to do is set up our project for the third trading bot, okay? So in this case, I'm going to activate my environment that we're using for this course, and that is sentiment trading, and that's what we created in the first trading bot. And we're also going to be using Jupyter Notebook. Now, if I write Jupyter Notebook in this environment, it'll give me an error and it's going to tell me that I don't have the specified module, okay? And so Jupyter Notebook is simply an environment that you can code Python in. So we can simply do pip install Jupyter, and that will install Jupyter Notebook for us. And then we can run it, and we can open Jupyter Notebook in this environment, and we can start developing. Now, the reason I like Jupyter Notebook is because it allows you to code in blocks, so you don't have to run every single code line at a single time as you do in Visual Studio Code. So it's very handy for that. It's very handy for any data science task, right? Okay, so I get this code and it tells me that my my directory has opened. And so here I'm going to create a folder, and this folder is going to hold all of the everything for the third trading bot, since we will have multiple files, okay? Since we are building the natural language processing algorithm and going from there. So we can check this, click rename, and we're going to rename it to news sentiment bot, okay? Since we are performing sentiment analysis on the most recent news for any given stock. And then in here, let's create a new Python file. And this Python file will have the name scraping news. Very cool. And let me zoom in for you guys. Cool. So now we're ready to start coding, and that's what we'll do in the next video. I hope this was a good introduction to the trading bot that we'll be creating in the next upcoming lectures. So I'll see you in the next video.